Hi everyone, my name is Alicia and I'm the founder of the Fit Empowered Mum Project. I'm so excited to be collaborating with Mummy Berries Health. In this series, we'll be going through some stretches today. So as we know, during pregnancy, our body changes and it changes to accommodate the growth of a whole human being. So there's a lot going on. The shape of our spine, where the curves lie through our spine, the shape, the space through our pelvis, that will affect the knees, it affects the feet, it affects the shoulders, it affects everything. We're all connected, okay? So my hope today is to take you through the ultimate postpartum stretching sequence that's going to tackle all those tough spots, all those spots that we really feel from the challenge of pregnancy into that postpartum period. So we will be covering the chest, so the upper body, the neck, one due to how the posture changes during pregnancy, and then also afterwards with regards to feeding, how our posture does change. So we're going to be opening up the chest today. We're going to be working on the hips as muscles and work, and how the joints change during pregnancy. The muscles will grip and get tight in different spots that we may not expect to get tight. And then that comes with its own contraindications. So we're going to be working on the hips, working on the glutes, and then finally breathing. Breathing is so important, especially during recovery. If our muscles aren't able to move, that means we're going to be restricted. Restriction means we're not moving to our maximum capacity. And if that affects our breathing, that's going to affect how well your core is able to recover, and also just general overall strength. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. So grab yourself a comfy space, a mat, maybe somewhere relaxing if you can, and let's get started.
Okay, so we're going to start with a cat-cow, a fantastic exercise to get that blood flowing through the spine. Knees under those hips, hands under those shoulders, and we are tilting the pelvis from anterior to posterior as we drop the belly towards the ground and lift the spine up towards the ceiling. As the belly drops, conscious about not pushing too hard, especially if you have abdominal tissue that's still healing during that postpartum period. We lift the chin slightly and we tuck the chin in. Really pull those shoulders apart, shoulders away from those ears. Lengthening through the spine, breathing as you go. Find a range that feels good for you. We're now going in. Do a T-spine rotation, loosening up that thoracic spine. So with this one, we really want to make sure that the hips stay square. We don't want to do too much rotation from the hips at all. That rotation is happening through the mid part of your back. The most common thing is as you reach your arm up to shift those hips, and when you reach the arm down to shift those hips. So really try and keep them square. Exhale as you reach up, alternating each arm as you go through. We're doing each stretch, each mobility sequence for about a minute. We can also take the hands to the temple and lead with the elbow. That's another option for this as well. Okay, staying on our hands and knees, we're going to bring the knees together this time, hands wider than those shoulders. We're going into a side hip shift. This is a beautiful stretch for the glutes, the outside of those hips. Make sure we have a neutral spine, no excessive curvature in the spine. And you're going to shift side to side. Now the aim of this one is to keep the shoulders square and the knees stacked, so the weight lands on that hip, that glute that's nearest to the ground. Exhale as you drop down. Take a little inhale. Exhale as you drop down. If you do have any wrist discomfort, you can take it to the knuckles. That's an option too. just shifting side to side, just nice and slow. You can come down to the side and push the hips back a little bit, and you're just looking for a stretch of the outside of those glutes. Those glutes can get so grippy sometimes around those hips, so this is a beautiful one just to loosen up those muscles. Just a couple more. Beautiful work, guys. Well done. All right, we are going to stretch out those hips, the front of those hips. Now these muscles we want nice and long, just so it allows us to use those glutes properly, allows those hips to be pulled into the right position. So with this one on one knee, nice neutral spine, make sure those rib cages are not flaring. Keeping the front heel down on the ground and rib cage tucked in, you're going to push that hip forward down to the ground. Clenching that glute will also help enhance that stretch. Start with an inhale, exhale as you push forward. You can switch legs and just take a look here, just making sure that knee is tracking forward and is not caving inwards. We want to keep it in line, pointing the same direction as the toe, and if anything, actually tracking outside that foot, so that knee is wide. Big exhale as you push forward. Inhale and then exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth as you push forward again, keeping that foot nice and flat. Fantastic. Okay, coming down, we're going to do a laying glute stretch. When you get down, just make sure you roll from your side onto the back, not just laying back, just to be more gentle on the abdominal tissues. On your back, hug one thigh in towards the chest, and then gently keeping both shoulders on the ground, bring that knee across. Place the foot back down to the ground, slide it away, slide the other foot up, hold around the knee, hug it into that chest. With the opposite hand, pull the knee across and get a gentle stretch through those glutes. We don't want to be too aggressive with that stretching. Exhale as that knee comes across. Try and keep that other leg extended as straight as you can. And that slide down, rather than just throwing the leg down, just helps support the pelvic floor and your core just a little bit if that's something that you're still working on getting stronger. Beautiful work, guys. Almost there. Well done. Let's roll to the side, push yourself up. That's it, get yourself comfy, make sure you have enough space in front of you and behind you. We're going to do a beautiful open book with a circle stretch. So, knees stacked. It's really important that those knees stay stacked on top of each other and that top knee does not slide backwards. You are going to take a big stretch wide and open up that chest. Now this one is a beautiful stretch for that thoracic part of the spine, opening up the chest. All those muscles that have been seized up from pregnancy and feeding baby. As you reach that arm behind you, you're going to try and keep your fingertips on the floor. You may find that your chest or your back is very tight and it may take a few repetitions to keep the arm on the floor. Once you've done one side, you can flip to the other side. If you want to pause the video, you can, just to give yourself a little bit more time to do this. You also may find that one side is tighter than the other. I have that problem, as you may have noticed, which means I need to do more of this. That's it, there's that arm circles. Big exhale, 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 all the way around. Incredible work, guys, well done. Okay, we're going to take it to the wall now. We're going to do a chest stretch. We have a wall clock. This is going to get our pec muscles. So it's really important that our torso does not twist. We don't want that area to give at the waist. We want it to come from the chest and through the shoulder. I'm about a foot away from the wall. The closer you are to the wall, the more of a stretch you're going to get. So really just make sure you're relaxing the neck and the shoulders. And then we're going to move to the other side. If you do need to shuffle yourself closer to the wall, then that's fine too. That will just enhance the stretch, providing you keep the shoulders facing square on. As soon as you rotate the torso, you'll take the stretch away from the chest, and that's not what we want. So we want to keep nice and square, get a big stretch through the chest and the biceps. Well done. Okay, this stretch is a beautiful one for the shoulders. This one's an eagle arms and it's a beginner style. So giving yourself a big, well-deserved hug, hands gripping around those shoulders, stacking the elbows and just waving up and down. When you're doing this, just make sure that your rib cage is not flaring and you're not bending through your back. It's just the arms doing the movement. Tuck that rib cage in and really emphasize the movement with those shoulders. Switch sides if you haven't already. Again, if you want to take longer doing this one, just hit pause and then resume when you're ready. If this is more comfortable to do seated on a chair, you can do that as well. Incredible work, everyone. Almost there. This would be an advanced eagle arms. So just stacking the elbows on top of each other, gripping with the hands, and then bringing the arms up and down. Okay, we're going to take it to the neck. So those traps, the muscles down the neck, sternocleidomastoid, a muscle that wraps around the front of the neck, gets incredibly tight during pregnancy if we're not working on it, and also from all the feeding. If you are chest feeding, these muscles get incredibly tight, even from just carrying the kiddos. So this one's a beautiful one. Get the blood flow up to the brain, through the head. Try the other side. You may find that one side feels a bit tighter than the other, so pull that shoulder down away from the ear. Relax the muscles through the jaw. That's really important as well. Now we're moving to the scalenes, and we're also moving to just the fascia around the front of the neck. These muscles will be the culprits for pulling that neck forward and pulling the shoulders forward. Once it's lengthened and long, and then we work on strengthening them, then we're able to pull those muscles back and tuck that chin in. But if these muscles are really tight, it's really difficult to do that. So pull that chin away as you pull the hands down. You want to add a bit of tension on your skin as you're pulling down. Give yourself a slight underbite as you pull that chin forwards. Fantastic work, everyone. Okay, these two are actually bonus exercises. So when we're working on mobility, it's really important to also work on stability. So we're going to do a basic arm slide and a basic bridge. So the arms slide up, squeezing the shoulder blades together. As the elbows come down, the hips go up into a bridge. So arms slide, keep those elbows and wrists in contact with the floor, and then push the feet into the ground as you lift those hips, really waking up those glutes. Feet can be hip width apart, or they can be a bit wider if that feels more comfortable for you. But just try and relax the muscles through the neck. When you're doing your bridges, really make sure that you're not bending through your lower back. So keep the rib cage tucked in and not flaring like this. We don't want to see any of this. Tuck that rib cage and make sure all that hinging action is happening through the buttocks and hamstrings. Exhale as those arms go down, go up. Beautiful. Okay, rolling to the side. We're going to finish with a few deep breaths. So now the body is feeling more limber. There's more movement around the rib cage because all that thoracic rotation. Beautiful opportunity to work on breath work. And more often that's more manageable and you'll get more out of it when you move better. So we're going to inhale through the nose, inflate through the belly, the rib cage at the front, rib cage through the back, relaxing the pelvic floor. As you exhale, lift up through the pelvic floor and really try and and gently just empty the air. Inhale, expand the ribcage, expand the belly. Exhale, bring it all in. If you want to include the pelvic floor on this, you can, but you don't have to. Having those feet raised just takes the pressure off the lower back as well. Inhale through the nose, fill the belly, exhale through the mouth. We don't get much time for stillness, I'm sure, so this is a beautiful one to finish with. Roll yourself to your side, gently push yourself up. Incredible work, guys. You did amazing today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.